We often say that the Jews are the most intelligent people in the world. However, this is not an unfounded claim that has been proven by science. In 2005, a study showed that the Jews have superior communication and numeracy skills compared to other ethnic groups. In the 20th century, although the Jews make up only 2% of U.S. population, 27% of country's Nobel laureates were Jews. Not only that, about 25% of film medals winners, 25% of MAC Tennis Awards winners, 9 over 19 chess champions are Jews. And yet, Jews account for half of the world's richest businessmen, 1/3 of all millionaires in the US, and 18 over 40 of top 40 people on the Forbes list, according to 2013 data, are also people. People from this ethnic group, such as the oil king Rockefeller or the financial manager George Soros, the financial manager of Wall Street Morgan. It seems that the most successful people are outstanding representatives of the Jewish nation. The average IQ of Jews, according to many studies, is about 110 compared to the global level of 100. Although there is only a difference of 10, the genius production rate between the two levels is about 120 to 150 times. So, why are the Jews so smart, as scientists understand? Let's move to agreement number 1. God wanted the Jews to be intelligent. When talking about the Jews, we need to talk about their religions because the people are quite religious. This is one of the factors that make the Jewish people not lose their identity as well as they saw with other ethnic groups and beliefs. Judaism was born about 3,000 years ago, and it is the second oldest religion in the world after Hinduism for 1,000 years. Jews worship only one God and certainly no saints of God who is human. In Torah, which records the commandments of the prophet Moses, it is recorded that the Jews are the people chosen by God, chosen people to convey the gospel, enlighten and guide other nations. According to many scientific experts, this religious will have probably had a profound influence on Jewish society when it motivates the nation to always strive and enlighten themselves to complete the task given to them by God. In particular, this point of view also explains why the Jews are fond of making money because the wealth was an accompanying consequence of creative and enlightened laborers. Agreement number 2. 2,000 years ago, 90% of the Jews were literate. Another reason why the Jews are smarter than other people is that they attach great importance to education. The Jewish Talmud from more than 2,000 years ago required parents to teach their children to read and write from the age of 6. In other words, educating children from a young age is no longer a matter of morality, the responsibility of the state, or simply worrying about the future of children. The Jews elevated education to a kind of dogma in religion. No Jewish parent would dare not educate their child from the age of 6 if they don't want to be shunned by the community or criticized for violating dogma. As a result, more than 2,000 years ago, 90% of the Jews escaped illiteracy. With the high literacy rate, Jews were naturally involved in commerce as well as trusted by the merchants when they knew how to calculate. Due to early dehydration and wandering in many places before Israel was founded, it is natural for the child to speak at least 2 languages or more. According to scientists, people who know many languages are usually smarter than the average person. The early loss of the countries when Assyrians conquered the kingdoms of Israel and sent the Jewish people into exile in 722 BC makes the people self-reliant, overcoming their circumstances to survive. Perhaps the bad luck dehydration forced the Jews to become smarter and poor individuals would be eliminated quickly. Agreement number 3. Maintenance of the brick, conservation and stringing of trees. Smart Jews, that's true. However, This intelligence does not only take part in one generation, but is proven to enhance it through many generations. A 2009 study found that the children have relatively high rate of disease such as Tay-Sachs neurological disorder, which cause the death before the age of 5, or carnival disease, which cause children to die before the age of 2. This study showed the fact that the children often marry in community and rarely married non-believers make the bad gene pairs in the community more likely to combine, resulting in the high rates of disease in female children. On the contrary, this is because the factors that the dominant or intelligent genes of previous generations are highly likely to pass on to the next generation, even more enhanced than before. For example, parents have corresponding genes double big A over double small a and double big B over double small b, where double big A and double big B are positive genes and double small a and double small b are negative genes. When double big and small a combines with the double big and small b, your life will give you 4 possibilities. Number 1. Double big A over double big B. Number 2. Double big A over double small b. Number 3. Double small a over double big B. And the last one is double small a over double small b. Then the double lowercase a over the double lowercase b pair will perform poorly and will be soon eliminated in the community due to the disease or environmental failure, while the double big A over the double big B pairs will have more positive expression than previous generations. The remaining 2 pairs continue to carry the dominant genes of the father or the mother to pass on the next generations. Another factor that makes the children promote good genes in the community is the views of promoting fertility for families with conditions. While difficult couples are advised to have a plain birth to ensure that the children are born with the best possible upbringing. This way, the bad genes are shrunk out while the smart ones are encouraged to replicate. Argument number 4. Intelligence begins with eating. Talking about the intelligence of Jewish people, it is impossible to ignore the issues of food because this is extremely important factors contributing to the development of this nation. Jews almost exclusively eat Jewish food culture made in this way. For example, the meat of animals made in the Jewish way must be removed as quickly as possible, causing the animal to die as quickly as possible without pain. Meat must be soaked to remove the blood. The reason for this is that the Jews consider that the blood of animals contains spirits and that humans can become dull and degenerate if they eat them. However, scientists have more reasonable explanations for the curiosum written in Jewish food. For example, it is forbidden to drink milk or eat dairy foods when eaten, but to use 40 minutes before 6 hours after eating. The reason is that milk have a lot of protein that's difficult to digest and absorb for the body. Not eating meat with fish is because they react with each other in the digestive system, which is not good for the health. Meanwhile, the regulation not to eat animals that have been bitten by wild animals is avoided infections as well as to ensure hygiene. It is interesting that not only Jews, nowadays more and more people realize the good effects of kosher food. Although Jewish food is usually 20 to 13% expensive than regular food, more and more Americans are using it. Jews make up less than 2% of U.S. population, but kosher labeled packaged food make up 41% of market. Total kosher sales in the U.S. in 2009 reached $17 billion, up 70 from 5 years earlier. Mental surveys found that 62% of respondents said that they buy kosher because of good quality of food, while 52% said that they buy it because it's healthy. Here's information that I gathered and wanted to share with you, helping to answer your questions: why are Jews the most intelligent in the world? If you have other opinions, please leave comment below so we can learn together. Thank you and see you in the next videos.